say that I was young and stupid, but I was 31.
My heart goes out to this woman, but I am certainly in no position to judge her because when I was in my 30s, I lived with a woman for a while and we were together for 3 years, lived together for one, and that ended with a lot of melodrama and hurt. And, I continued dating and things didn't work out for me. I lived with another woman and that ended with the same hurt and melodrama. And yes, it does feel very embarrassing to say, well, I'm of a certain age now. Shouldn't I be getting better at this? But I already have some awareness around that. I mean, we grow up where we are taught to think. We go to school. We are taught to read. I think we are taught to critically think. We are taught to be trained in certain skills. We are taught to work. We are taught to survive. We are taught to manage money. But when it comes to this issue of learning about successful relationships, fulfilling relationships, whether it is romantic or friendship, being fulfilled in those relationships, staying in relationships, not breaking up, not getting divorced, this challenge of emotional intelligence, it's kind of like a free-for-all. It's almost like every man for himself. We are not given schools for the accumulation of emotional intelligence. We struggle sometimes alone by ourselves. And if we grew up in an abusive or a dysfunctional family, all right, the odds are stacked against us even more because we are sifting through all these toxic and self-sabotaging bad habits. It is not really encouraged to have a school for emotional intelligence. So much of us are struggling, and we have, of course, there's the internet. We have access to the information, but just because we have access to the information doesn't mean we necessarily know what to do with it, even though we now have words for it. And then there's the issue of therapy and healing. Some can afford it, some cannot, and some are too busy surviving. Okay, and I'm under the impression that our society, capitalism, or whatever you wish to call it, stacks us against emotional intelligence. They don't want us to be fulfilled people. They don't want us to be emotionally intelligent. They don't want us to have strong connections, especially community. They want us to be mindless worker ants. We know just enough to work, but not enough to accumulate emotional intelligence. And that's why we're hearing so many people say, therapy, relationships, getting better at it. Screw that. I need to work. I need to pay bills. That's not a coincidence. So much is stacked against us. But I had to dedicate myself to my own healing path because I knew that if I didn't, the trauma from my past would continue to perpetuate. I'd continue attracting broken people because I was ignoring red flags and allowing these people in, attracting patterns of abuse and emotionally unfulfilled people or just emotionally unavailed people. Okay, I had to dedicate my life to that, and no one else is going to do that for you. There is more community for spiritual and emotional health. Of course there is, but we have to take it. So for that woman and a lot of people who are beating themselves up, please be gentle with yourselves. Be loving and accepting of yourselves because that's what you have to do first. Accept yourselves, and then healing can really begin.